Hello, everybody. Um, as I hope you saw in my post recently, if you didn't, um, I have been sick these past few days, so I wasn't really recording for a while. But back when I did, I was recording. I think it's day 10. It was either day 10 or day 11. Um, but my Minecraft crashed. Um, like halfway through recording it, and it deleted the footage. So I completely lost that. Like I went through all the files and everything in my recording software. It's gone. Um, so I figured I would just do this and give a recap of what happened during that recording. So, welcome to our first and hopefully last one day at a time recap. And I do have footage of me playing Dead Cells in the background. I'm not the best at it. There might be a few occasions where I get distracted and comment on the gameplay in the background because I'm watching it as I record this. But let's get straight into it. So, something that I think is probably important information is that I was recording day 10, the same day I was recording day 9, because I was actually having some friends over the day after that. So I was going to film 2 days worth of content and post one the day I filmed it and schedule the other to post in like afternoon, noon, whatever of the next day when I was hanging out with my friends so that I wouldn't miss an episode, which there goes that idea, I guess. And my, as I said, my game crashed. So I then had to, I only got day 9 posted. Hopefully you've seen it because out of the however many views I have, hopefully at least one is a consistent viewer. I don't know if that's a thing I can check. I'll find out later. But basically what happened on day 10 was I so obviously I went to bed on day 9, ended the recording, then started recording again so that I wouldn't have to cut it because I absolutely hate editing, which is part of why I've actually been doing the one day at a time series, because I don't really have to edit it. But I started filming day 10, as you've probably seen in my other one day at a time. My game and computer has been lagging quite a bit, which there's not a whole lot I can do about. I have my graphics turned fairly down on Minecraft. It's just a kind of old computer. I think it's like 5 to 7 years old, and it's a laptop, so it's not really something that you can easily upgrade like a tower PC. But yeah, it's not the first time it's crashed during Minecraft. It was just really unfortunate timing. But so I started day 10 and it had been lagging throughout the playing and recording, which is where I was going with that whole my stuff has been lagging. Kind of got sidetracked. But it had been lagging a lot that day. I didn't think a whole lot about it. And I just sort of kept playing. And the goal for that day was it was either day 8 or day 9 where I tamed a dog and I had that dog just sitting in my base. And my goal for day 10 was to journey out and find some sheep that I would shear and get their wool and use that to make some wool stairs and wool cushions to make a dog bed, which I will be doing in the next episode. But I had spent quite a while adventuring in the snowy area, and I didn't find any sheep. So I went over to the plains where I found my old base, the one that I lost. But around that mountain, I found a few herds of sheep, which I dyed blue, because I guess that was the theme I was going with for my base or something. So then I spent some of the day just shearing them and waiting for them to regrow their wool, shearing them again. Because I think it was going to be a 2x2 square of cushions in the middle, surrounded completely by stairs. So in total, it would take up a 4x4 area that's 16 blocks. But since crafting stairs is really inefficient in Minecraft, with 6 blocks for 4 stairs, it took me basically the whole day to adventure, find the sheep, dye the sheep, and then shearing and regrowing their wool, which I wish you could, like, force regrow their wool. You can't. So I just had to wait for them to eat grass, and then re-shear their wool, and then craft all the things, make sure I had enough, and if I didn't, I would go back and shear the sheep again. Then by the time I was heading back to my base, it was getting dark, and I thought, okay, I'll be fine. I'll just adventure through the night. And I tried. I would have made it, because I'm not, like, awful at Minecraft sometimes. A lot of the time I am, but that's besides the point. I can fight basic night mobs. So I was doing that, and I was fighting a zombie, which apparently was... Why did I do that? What? Whatever. I was fighting a zombie, which apparently was a zombie captain, because after I killed it, there Okay, sorry about that. Apparently Adobe has a 10-minute voiceover recording limit for each voiceover recording session, whatever. But as I was saying, I was going back to my base, fighting basic mobs, and I was fighting a zombie, which ended up being, I can only assume, ended up being a zombie captain, because I was fighting it, I killed it, and then when after I killed it, there were a lot more zombies around me than one would have expected there to be. And so I was fighting them, but apparently the amount of entities, both from the zombies, one of the villages nearby was in my render distance, my simulation distance, and the rotten flesh from killing the zombies. And I think all that just added up, overwhelmed everything. It started lagging, and I was like, okay, just a lag spike. That happens to me sometimes. And then it crashed, and I was like, okay, hopefully it saved my recording. It didn't. That's why we're here now. And so then I posted episode 9 and was thinking about ways to explain the time gap between the end of episode 9 and the beginning of episode 11, and the fact that I have resources I didn't have, was in a place I wasn't. And I thought maybe I could try to animate it, and then I thought, no, I hate drawing frames. So then I thought I could do something and do a voiceover, which is clearly what I ended up doing. And for a while I was thinking, what do I want to do in the background? Because I don't want to just have one of those generic Minecraft parkour things. I'm better than that. I don't know why I said it like that. Nothing against the shorts creators who read posts with the Minecraft parkour in the background. No shade on those guys. I watch a lot of them. Don't really like the ones with AI voices, though. Those voices, I don't like them. But that's besides the point. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something different, something original. And Dead Cells has actually been my favorite game over the past little bit. What are you doing? No, I don't know what I expected that to do. Okay. It's been one of my favorite games over the last couple weeks, maybe a month. Haven't really been like, I haven't recorded any of it. I haven't streamed it. I decided I might as well do that. I was going to play it later today anyway. So I played it, recorded my run, and thought, I'll just throw a voiceover of what happened over this. And now that I'm doing this, hopefully it's a good idea. Hopefully you can hear me well, because I did a test and it sounded like you could still hear the game audio and my voice. I'll watch/listen to this to make sure I can be heard clearly. If I can't, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe find a way to mute the game sound in editing. I don't know if that's a thing in Adobe. But, if this video does well. So let's say, and I know this is a low bar, but I think the most likes I've ever gotten a video was like 3 or something. I'm actually gonna check that right now, just to an actually achievable goal. Okay, I did just look at it. The most likes I have ever gotten on a video was, I think it was One Day at a Time, the first episode. I got 3 likes. So how about this? If this video can get 3 likes as well, match that video, match my most liked video at 3 likes. I know it's a low bar for most YouTubers. For me, that's kind of a high bar. But if this can match that video's likes, then I will do more videos like this with my gameplay of different games in the background. Probably more Dead Cells, because it's what I play the most. And it will have me doing a voiceover of something. Maybe if my game crashes again, which hopefully won't happen. If I ever do video essays of some kind, I would probably do it in this format. But if you like this and want more of it, leave a like to reach the goal. And I guess leave suggestions of what you would want me to talk about in future things like this. And leave those suggestions in the comments. Kind of cheesy thing to say, I know. But I will actually see you all next time.